My name is Daniela, and today I will be talking about my experience in my internship as a student intern in the research department at Valley Children's Hospital. A little bit about me is that I am a biology major. I am in my third year, so I'm a junior, and this internship was done during this semester for the spring 2026 cycle. And the role I had was a student intern in the research department. This presentation is for the class INTD 194I. A little bit about Valley Children's Hospital is that it is located on 9300 Valley Children's on Madera, California, like 25 minutes from Fresno State, and it is one of the largest pediatric healthcare networks in the US. It serves 1.3 plus million children across Central California, and its mission is to deliver high quality, compassionate care to all children. It has a lot of departments, and it's the primary care for all the children in the Central Valley. The department I work with, the research department, conducts clinical trials, registries, oncology research, and investigator-sponsored research. So my internship supervisor was again Padma Desai. She is an amazing leader. She is a research manager in the research department at Valley Children's Hospital, and she has always been available to answer questions, give me feedback, and she's been very kind to me. What she didn't directly train me because she made me rotate with a lot of my coworkers. She was always there if I needed any help or any process that I did not understand. She was always there to help me. Now, some of my responsibilities as I returned as an intern for the research department, I was able to build directly on the responsibilities from last semester instead of starting from scratch. So one of my biggest things that I started doing was shadowing my coworkers during the patient consenting process for new studies. After I shadowed 3 times, I developed my own script and I began consenting patients myself, especially for a study with the pharmacy and rheumatology department, which was really a really important step to me. I also learned a lot more about how research documents and form are handled. I learned how they are labeled, saved, and organized in our system with a program that we use called DDots, and how strict the security is, because only the IRB and authorized personnel, like me and my coworkers, can access sensitive information like medical records. Another really valuable experience was attending my first IRB meeting. My supervisor allowed me to attend, and I learned about how research works with a special population like foster youth, incarcerated individuals, or patients with mental disorders, where consent can be a little more complex. But there's still some ways where we can consent, and sometimes it is not the case. And we cannot consent those patients for studies that would involve any risk. I also continued working with the safe timing IBD study that I worked with last semester, where I assessed patient eligibility. And I was really happy to see that the main investigator from this research study approved the entries I did last semester. And the study is now close to completion. So I'm very excited to see how this study um, like, finishes. On top of that, I also worked on a new study with the pharmacy department and 3 of my coworkers, which is close to my career goals. So for this study, I screened patients for eligibility and I tracked everything using Excel to monitor any sensitive data I access. Some of the lessons I learned, well, I continued developing both my technical and professional skills. On the technical side, I strengthened my ability to use programs like Epic, RedCap, and Excel, which I used last semester. And I also learned new programs like DDoS and SharePoint. I also became more familiar with IRB forms and research protocols and working more with the IRB, which is the International Research Board. And professionally, I improved a lot in communication, especially when working directly with patients during consenting process and also with my coworkers, whom I gotten to know better, not only in meetings, but in outside work. I also got better at organizing data, managing my time, and taking initiative when solving problems. In terms of personal growth, I became much more confident, especially in situations that were new or unfamiliar or even uncomfortable at first, like handling more responsibility independently or asking when I had a doubt. I always had my supervisor, but I also reached to my coworkers because we are a team and we can learn together. So there were definitely challenges that helped me grow this semester for this internship. For example, the consenting process was a little complex, especially with dealing with different patient situations and different questions that sometimes I felt I was not prepared for that. But my coworkers were always there to help me sometimes handle like difficult patients. And Sometimes some of the challenges were remembering the specific rules for naming documents for the IRB to review. But I created a cheat sheet where I write down all that I learned so I can come back to if I need. Now, some of the key takeaways and the next steps for this internship. Well, overall, this internship really helped me grow in real clinical research environment, especially since I was given much more responsibility compared to last semester when I was just starting. And I also strengthened my interest in pharmacy. As I said, I am planning to go to pharmacy school, but this experience actually introduced me to a new potential career path as a pharmaceutical scientist, because I realized I really enjoy the research side of things with the pharmacy aspect. I also gained a deeper understanding of how the IRB works and how we also work with the FDA, the research ethics, and what it takes to work with different patient populations. So through all this, I expanded both my technical and professional skills, which will definitely support my long-term career goals. And one of the most exciting parts is that my supervisors were really happy with my work, and I will actually be returning next month as a part-time research assistant. So transitioning from an intern to an employee. So overall, this experience has been really valuable both for my personal and professional development, and I am very excited to growing in this field and working with such a great team at Valley Children's Hospital. Thank you.